resolutions.
Bar humbug you, mate. I'll tell you what, though. I feel less bar humbug this year than I did last year, so maybe that's the trend. Who knows?
That's not saying a lot.
I'd be happy about the whole thing in a couple of years' time. At which point, AI will have taken over completely.
Yeah, bring it.
Hip hip hooray! Happy.
What are you wearing on your hat? What are you wearing on your head?
It's a beautiful hat that was handmade to me.
It's a beautiful hat.
Thank you. At a steampunk rally, and it signifies the moustachiness of all things. No, it's in its vaguely Christmas colours. The truth of the matter is, we're getting close to a very happy and upbeat and positive time of year, during which time more sales fall through than almost any other time. During which time more relationships sever uncontrollably, during which time friendship seems to tumble into the abyss. I'm saying stop it right now.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
No, I'm just saying stop it. Stop it with all these people who are about to make rash decisions, whether it be about marketing, sales, themselves, or relationships, or their loved ones. Just put a pin in it to the other side of bloody New Year's. It's just it's I've seen it before. David, you not been party to like a 6-month romance with a business or whatever, and you're building up that relationship, everything's going so well, and they're due to make a decision about whether to take the spend to you, or maybe conserve budget, or maybe spend it on something else, and you know that it's going to be in December they'll make the decision, and they edge it out, and Christmas comes along, and you get a Dear John letter in your email saying, well, we've decided that we love your offering.
Yeah,
but
can we still be friends? Let's keep in touch.
But for the moment, we've decided to put a hold on all budgets. We're unsure about what next year's going to bring. So let's restart this conversation sometime in the new year. New Year comes along, of course, and they've completely gone off the boil. They're thinking about other things. The point about it is, I'm quite serious. I think try and avoid having a close date in December. I just think it's the kiss of death. Unless
okay, you say right. Okay, hang on. Wait. Christmas time, and December in particular, is dismissed, poo-pooed. Nothing's going to get done.
It's Christmas time. Sorry, carry on.
There's no need to be afraid. But the thing is that's what most people think. December's great for me. December's great for me, and it actually brings me to the subject of this show, which we ought to really touch on. I mean, it was my decision to bring it up, and we started off these shows by you asking me what did you say? What is grinding my gears?
What is new in modern sales, David Chernick?
You used to ask what was grinding my gears.
So what's grinding your gears? I quite like that.
Okay,
David, so what is grinding your gears?
That's what you used to ask me for these, and it is this. It is New Year's resolutions, and I know that some people go, no point in having New Year's resolutions because you don't keep them, and if you have New Year's resolutions, that means you're probably doing the same ones every year, and just reminding yourself what a complete loser and failure you've been during the course of the year.
I'm not a complete loser, but
But you want to, it's good to look at the trends, okay, that are expected, and it's healthy to, pose yourself some questions and challenges in light of those trends. And the big trend in the last year, really, although I remember back in my Gartner days, so probably 20, 30 years ago, people were talking about the complete future of outsourcing of sales. And really, that sort of come to a head really with AI. Is we can outsource so many of the things that traditional salespeople did to AI. And I'm seeing some data recently where on average, salespeople in North America are spending about 20% of their time on playing with AI tools. Right, as I think we're probably all sort of aware of, or scared of, eventually we won't have to do anything. We won't have to do anything. However, there are some things that we can still enjoy definitely for the next year. I think you and I agree on this, and that
Well, I
is
think
interpersonal relationships,
it
human to
throws
human
it
relationships.
throws human to human interactions into sharp relief to me, because really, when it comes down to it, it's not the graphs or the presentations that the many slides. It's none of that. It's not the beautiful Christmas cards that appear on the desks. It's the bits where you talk to people and you interrelate. That's the thing that really creates the kinship,
Yeah,
creates the direction of travel, isn't it? Often it's the exception.
Yeah, I think so. So the connection that we have with other human beings, I think, especially during my lifetime, people seem to have really understood a little bit more about themselves, that sort of self-awareness. And having done that, and you look at Gen Zers now, and they're in the marketplace, and actually, I see a lot of them, although they're good at interpersonal relationships, they look to old codgers like us, and then they try and replicate the good bits that they see, and they try and dismiss the things that they don't particularly like. And so, again, I've forgotten the word that you used in the green room, but it's the homogenization. There's like a homogenization of everything, which is brought into crystal clear focus in AI, which is the sum total and average of everything. That's
Yeah,
usually.
I mean, look, my favorite topic, of course, is LinkedIn. You can see it happening already on LinkedIn. You look at all people's posts: 10 things about this, 12 things about that, 20 times I've done this, and if you squint your eyes, it all looks the bleeding same.
Right. So I had a quick look through. I had a quick look through the data on LinkedIn. I don't really post that much, but I had a look through, and I want to start posting more. I want to start sharing some more content during 2024. God help you. But the data, certainly in my network, seems to show a huge traction with very personal stories. LinkedIn used to be precious for business only. And then occasionally somebody would write something that was a very personal thing about a personal trauma, and it wouldn't get much attention because it's not necessarily the right platform for it, was what we were
But it would
told.
get that sort of attention. It would get the attention. Oh, lovely story, but why are you doing it here? Go to Facebook. That used to be the response.
Yeah. People actually even used to say that, didn't they?
Yes.
But now, man, some of the most popular content really is the very, very personal stories. And what is amazing to me is just how easy it is to spot the contrived. You cannot make it up. You cannot make it up. It's so obvious when people make it up. In fact, one of my most viewed posts this year was just something I shared from somebody else who'd had a terrible trauma, quite a well-known person in business, one of the, I think it was one of the big four accountancies or big law firms. And he put out a very personal message, and it sort of gripped people. Now, marketing people amongst our viewers are going to be thinking, oh, I better put that in the strategy, right? Who's got a really personal story? Who's had a terrible trauma? That employee that we, was on 3 months leave for his cancer treatment. Let's get him in there. Let's do a show. And you cannot contrive it. So, but that's what will happen. We know that will happen.
Well, look,
probably is already happening because marketing people ruin everything for everyone.
I'm sorry. Yes, we do. It's been my mantra for a long time, which is personal content, business intent. But where it becomes to the stage where every other story is a tale of woe with some sort of chink of light in the end, which is only provided by the person who's the subject of the piece in the first place. To me, it's becoming yet another homogeneous meme out there. So, as David says, to me, the watchword for 2023 is realism.
24.
Realism.
Realism.
No fool. Right. So the whole point is, if you can absolutely be authentic, if people can believe that you're authentic, then they're far more likely, I think, to be drawn to you in a sea of homogeneous grey goo.
Yeah.
And I think that's if I'm gonna preach to anyone, I would say it is this: try to be different, try not to be the same, and I'm picking the same AI and using the same prompts and coming up with the same attitude and the same basic things so if you squint your eyes and look back, it all looks the bleeding same. You're missing the point. Marketing is all about trumpeting about the differences and making people saying why it is that why it is positive to be different. I mean, in a way, I'm kind of living proof of that. I'm neurodivergent, famously so. I use it as part of my own personal sales pitch, and that is what makes me different. So I necessarily see the world differently than the.
And you have the facial hair. You know, you express it visually. You express it, as do I. But I think we should really point out that that this is, I think, for us, not a contrived thing. I mean, this is our personal preference. What makes us most comfortable. I think that the problem that we'll start seeing more and more of is people contriving, you know, some sort of weirdness or being different. I mean, you even said, you know, try to be different. It's not trying to be different. It's trying to be yourself, which is unique.
Try to identify the difference is what I meant.
Identify this. There we go. Identify the difference and express that. In doing so, it encourages the people that you're dealing with and you people have relationships with to do the same. And I think that actually there has been a trend in the last few years for people to be a bit more direct. You know, the sorts of questions that happen in sales meetings now are much more personal, much deeper than they ever used to be. You know, we don't skirt around the edges. You know, I mean, with me, you know, with the sales coaching, things like mental health and neurodivergency and behavior characteristics, personalities, you know, they're really important. Whether you're doing direct sales yourself or managing a sales force or running a business, you know, what goes on in your mind is incredibly important and it comes on the table. You know, I've got chief executive clients who during board meetings, they will sort of lay down their vulnerabilities and disabilities on the table so everybody knows what their weaknesses are.
Yes, it's almost, this is going to sound a bit weird. It's a bit like the film 12 Mile. If everybody remembers 12 Mile, it was, of course, a rap battle at the end. Eminem rapping against his adversary. And what he would say, if you recall, in the final rap battle, is he told them all his weaknesses up front, so that his adversary would have nothing, no ammunition to hit him back with.
I just want to clue in the viewers who might not know what a rap battle is, but it's a duel between usually two rappers where they diss each other so hard that the winner is the person who disses the person into the ground. They cannot utter another word.
But the beautiful thing about that final exchange was that Eminem was effectively self-dissing and pulling his own straw out. So eventually it was just the real, unadulterated, authentic human left before the audience. Authentic in every way and undeniable in his own personal truth, which sounds a bit airy-fairy and fluffy. But the truth of the matter is, if you stand out from the crowd just for being you and for all the reasons which aren't neither positive or negative, just are, then you're going to remain as memorable, interesting, intriguing, and all the things that draw someone towards your own personal light.
I would go even further. I would say that it goes beyond standing yourself out. It goes into people actually caring about you. You know, to have clients who care about you, their supplier. You know, I mean, you know, we always talk about caring for our clients and they're our most important thing. And, you know, we love them and we give, but we have needs too. Yeah. And we have vulnerabilities too. And I say, lay it all bare. You know, when people are making huge buying decisions, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars, you know, they check everything. They want to know that not only is the solution going to sort out their problem. They want to know about the financial viability of this organization they're dealing with. They're going to want to do some due diligence on their trustworthiness. There's a whole load of different stuff. Do we gel? I don't think there's probably an experienced salesperson out there who's lost deals because the person buying from them just doesn't feel like there's a fit. We don't quite gel.
Not since the 1980s or early 1990s, when people might make the buying decisions on whether you wore your hat crooked or you didn't wear a tie or something. These days, people look beyond the surface, beyond, dare I say it, you can have tattoos. You can wear your moustache slightly askew. You can wear a bow tie. Yes, you may look intriguing or interesting, but that won't necessarily affect the buying decision. The buying decision will be about the viability of you, yourself, your company as a whole, and you are acting as an emissary for that. So being authentic is all about that. So let's wrap this up, David. What's our message for 2024?
So there's loads of tools and loads of gadgets and AI and automation, robotics, all sorts of stuff like that are going to be even more brilliant this year than they were last year. And we're actually going to be learning to use them. Last year, as I say, people spending a significant proportion of their time working out how to use these things and applying them. And we're seeing all of that now all over places like LinkedIn and beyond. But the thing to actually double down on this year, big time, are those interpersonal relationships. Be yourself. Find out who you are. Don't just share the stuff that you think are sales points and positives. Share your weaknesses too.
So to end this on a quote, I wonder if you know who this quote's by. Be yourself, because everybody else is taken.
Very good. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Take care, guys. Remember, I don't know whether or not 2024 is going to be better than 2023. All I know is there's going to be one thing in your life that's exactly the same, and that's you. So just remember, you're going to be there whether you like it or not. Let's make the best of it. Take care, guys. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy, hang on, what's it called? Yuletide, and any other thing that you do and celebrate this time of year. Just try and remember, put a pin in it for now. Have a great time. Come back to it in the new year and just be wonderful. Be magnificent.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye now.